Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dragon Age Inquisition. So, Dragon Age has a very special place in my heart. It is the game that got me into fantasy stuff in general. Before Dragon Age, I hated fantasy stuff. I hated Harry Potter. I hated Lord of the Rings. I thought it was like the nerdiest, most dumbest thing on the face of this earth. But once upon a time, back in 2008, once I started working and I had just gotten out of high school and everything like that, I kind of made a deal with myself or a promise to myself that because I had to start paying for my own stuff, because up to that point my mom was paying for all my games and stuff like that, that I would only buy games that were rated pretty high or that I knew a lot about. So the first game that I bought once I bought me an Xbox 360 was Mass Effect. And Mass Effect is probably my most favorite game of all time. I have played all the Mass Effects. I played the Mass Effect mobile game. It is easily the most impactful game in my life, at least. So I love that game, and it has a very special place in my heart. But then when Mass Effect 2 came out, again, I was jumping on the hype train, doing as much as I can to get more info about it and stuff like that. And one of the things that they had in there was DLC, of course. But in order to get the DLC, you had to turn around and buy Dragon Age. Again, I hated fantasy stuff. And I was like, okay, I can go ahead and pick it up. So I did a little research on it, and it was pretty similar to Mass Effect. So I was like, okay, sure, I can go ahead and do this. So it's probably not that bad. And honestly, I just wanted the DLC. And then I ended up playing Dragon Age, and it was easily my most favorite game that I had played up until that point. And I love Mass Effect. I played Mass Effect so many times that there were saves that I couldn't use because I had played it so many times. So, yeah, I mean, Dragon Age has been impactful in my life. Again, it got me into Game of Thrones, it got me into Lord of the Rings, it got me into D&D. Without Dragon Age, I would have done none of that, and I would have never experienced so many great stories. And I played Dragon Age. I've played Dragon Age 2. I've played all the DLCs for these games. I even played I think it was a Facebook game. I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was like you played as some marquee or something like that. I even played that just so I can get some of the DLC for this game or whatever. So, yeah, again, Dragon Age is very special to me. I even sent my mom to pick up Dragon Age Inquisition for me because at the time I was at work and I didn't know that the game was coming out with a midnight launch or whatever, back when we had those. But yeah, so again, easily a very impactful series in my life, and it means so much to me. And of course, now Dragon Age Veilguard is coming out. So since Dragon Age Veilguard is coming out, it was my original intent to play the entire series on the channel and kind of share that with you. However, I was going to do it with a little twist. I was going to do it with my wife in tow because she doesn't really know as much about the Dragon Age series. She's watched some videos and stuff, and she's heard me talk about it, of course, but she's never really seen anything about it. But things got delayed, got caught up with work, etc., etc. So I just decided, all right, I think I can knock out Dragon Age Inquisition in like the next 30 days or whatever, because I think it comes out on the 31st, even though that's going to be some odd timing with that because we're supposed to be going on vacation around that time. So it's going to be kind of hard to record. So you may see a bit of a delay with that. But I still wanted to share that with everybody because it is a very, impactful game on me and a very significant game on me. So yeah, I'll go ahead and give a new playthrough with this. It has been a long time since I played Dragon Age Inquisitions. I think I haven't played it since 2015, 2016, something like that. And since this is on my laptop, I don't have any of the original saves. I think I played it on the PS4 when I last played this, so it's been a long time. I think after I played The Witcher, I may have went back a few times and played this, but I haven't played it since then. So again, it's gonna be fairly. I won't say it'll be new to me. There won't be much that's new to me. I've pretty much played every playthrough on this. I think when I looked in the Dragon Age Keep, I saw that I played this about 12 times or something like that. So, yeah, I've played it a few times. So, I'm pretty familiar with a lot of the stuff. However, I still want to refresh myself on some of these things and share that with everybody else. So, we'll go ahead and jump into a new game. And also, let me know how you all would like for me to kind of speak about the game because, again, I am very aware of certain things as far as spoilers go and stuff like that. So, if you want me to just talk as if I know everything, just let me know. If not, then I will just kind of keep it to myself for those that may be kind of new to the series. So, yeah. So, of course, we have our different races that we can choose. We have the human, the elf, the dwarf, and the Kunari. And I am going to choose the Kunari. I like the Kunari. I've always thought they were a very fascinating race, and I was very hyped when I heard that they were going to be in this game. So, and of course, they're going to be in Veilguard as well. I don't know if I'll actually use them in Veilguard. I may not. Everything looks so fabulous with the character creator. I haven't decided on it yet. But yeah, I'll decide when I get there. So yeah, I think for this one I am going to play as a Kunari. I think I played a Kunari the first time as well. There's just a lot of thoughts going through my head as far as like what I would like to do, as far as like the romances and stuff like that. So I'm kind of unsure. Funny enough, I actually already started playing the game. I did a whole video pretty much saying the same stuff, and I played as a female elf. And then I thought about it some more, and I was like, yeah, I think I just kind of want to play as a Kunari because I really like the Kunari. And then I played as a female Kunari, and I didn't feel it. I wasn't really feeling it or whatever. I was gonna download some mods so I could have some nice hair because hair just ugh. That's my only gripe about the character creation in this. That it's pretty limited. It's not as limited as like the original Dragon Age or anything like that, but still it's kind of rough. So I'm gonna pick a Kunari, and I think I want to pick a mage, but I'm not sure. I really do enjoy mage combat on this, and I enjoy all the combat on this. But it's just the mage stuff is really really fun. And I think the only other class that I played as in this game is the rogue. I played a dual wielding rogue because I normally always play as a dual wielding rogue. But yeah, I think I'll go ahead and play as a mage because I really do like the mage class. So yeah. And I'll play on normal. I actually started the last playthrough playing on easy, but it was just way too easy. So yeah. All right, so we have a Kunari mage. And what do we have here? Followers of the strict religious philosophy of the Qun, the Kunari appeared like a tidal wave to the north of Thedas 300 years ago. You are Tal Vashoth, a Kunari who has rejected the Qun and never even lived in Kunari lands. You've earned a place within the Valo Kas mercenary company as its mage, possessing abilities that would have made you a pet slave among your own people. Ignoring the fearful looks you receive from those around you, most recently, the company was sent to the Chantry Conclave, hired swords meant to keep the peace, a task that has gone horribly wrong. So, to kind of give you just a quick background of what has happened thus far, you've had a blight in Ferelden. It caused a huge amount of damage, and issues ensued after that. However, the Grey Warden or the Warden Commander turned around and dealt with the situation. Everything is all happy and dandy and fine in Ferelden. As far as Kirkwall, which was the second game goes, the second game or whatever, I think in this one I played as a mage, and I sided with the mages, of course, for freedom. And the mages circle broke apart. So yeah, now we're here, and the Chancery is trying to fix things. That was a horrible explanation, and I'm sure the game will do a much better job of explaining it. There's a lot of little things that happen, but I don't know how much is really relevant. So yeah. Anyway, let's jump into it. Do you want to import a custom world state from the Dragon Age Keep? Yup. Yes, and as you can see, the last time I played this was December 31st, 2015. It's been almost 10 years, so yeah. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go through this character creation pretty quickly, or at least try to go through it pretty quickly. My graphics are a lot better on this laptop as opposed to what it was when I was playing on the PS4. So this might take a little bit. I'll go ahead and skip to the end of this, and we'll go from there. All right, I think I am done with everything now. It actually didn't require me to do a whole lot. I think I just made a few edits to the jawline and stuff like that. But for the most part, yeah, I think that was pretty much it. Yeah, now it is kind of funny to think about this too because if this was Baldur's Gate, oh god, I spent so much time in the character creation for this. But I forget that these games are older, and of course back in the day there wasn't as much you could do with a lot of the character creation stuff. And again, I did think about downloading some mods, but then as soon as I saw just how much it would take in order to do that, I was like, nah, it's fine. But yeah, we'll be playing as this guy here, and I will be going with the name I have been using for quite some time now. Can I? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Sokoa. I've been playing Pillars of Eternity, so yeah. Ugh, God, I hate spiders. As much as I love these fantasy worlds, I would just like to play one game where they don't have gigantic spiders. Just like, can we please not?
Tell me why we shouldn't kill you now. The Conclave is destroyed. Everyone who attended is dead. Except for you.
I mean, I'm a Kunari, so kind of survive things. Let's see. Yes, I know. That's horrible. You think I did it?
You think I'm responsible?
Explain this.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I don't know what that is, or how it got there.
You're lying!
We need him, Cassandra.
Let's see how to respond next. Let's go with all those people.
I can't believe it. All those people... dead?
Do you remember what happened? How this began?
I remember running. Things were chasing me, and then... a woman.
A woman?
She reached out to me, but then...
Go to the Ford Camp, Liliana. I will take him to the rift.
What did happen?
It will be easier to show you.
You became the protagonist. That's what happened.
It's a massive rift into the world of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion at the Conclave.
An explosion can do that?
This one did. Unless we act, the breach may grow until it swallows the world.
And me.
Each time the breach expands, your mark spreads, and it is killing you. It may be the key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
Alrighty. How can I stop this?
You say it may be the key. To doing what?
Closing the breach. Whether that's possible is something we shall discover shortly. It is our only chance, however. And yours.
And you still think I'm guilty?
You still think I did this? To myself?
Not intentionally. Something clearly went wrong.
And if I'm not responsible?
Someone is. And you are our only suspect. You wish to prove your innocence? This is the only way.
I don't know, man. As a Canary, this feels racist. Alright, let's see. I want to be nice to Cassandra because I want to romance her. So, I don't think I've ever romanced Cassandra. So, if I can help, I will.
I understand.
Then
I'll do what I can. Whatever it takes.
God, I'm huge.
they have decided your guilt. They need it. The people of Haven mourn our most holy, divine Justinia, head of the Chantry. The Conclave was hers. It was a chance for peace between mages and Templars. She brought their leaders together. Now they are dead. We lash out like the sky, but we must think beyond ourselves, as she did. Until the breach is sealed. There will be a trial. I can promise no more. Come. It is not far.
Where are you taking me?
All right, so
Your
now
mark must
we
be
are
tested
into
on
this.
something smaller than the breach.
And I am going to completely ignore all the controls and stuff, so yeah.
Open the gate. We are heading into the valley.
I mean, just look how big I am. I knew the Canary were big, but I forgot just how big they are. Access the quest map from the, yeah. Let's see. Quest map. Yeah. So, of course, I can't see anything just yet. Man, it is nice being back into this. There's something about Bioware games. They're a different kind of special. Like, I love Baldur's Gate, and it is arguably one of the best games I've ever played, but Bioware games are just different.
The pulses are coming faster now.
Alright,
The
man.
larger the breach grows, the more rifts appear, the more demons we face.
How did I survive the blast?
They said you stepped out of a rift, then fell unconscious. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was. Everything farther in the valley was laid waste, including the Temple of Sacred Ashes. I suppose you'll see soon enough.
Alright. Oh, and also just a little quick note too. The game has a little codex here, of course, with a lot of different things. I'm not going to read the majority of these because, again, it's just lore and stuff like that. However, if you want me to read this, of course, I will. Just let me know in the comment section. It's not that big a deal. They're just little tarot cards and stuff like this one. This is, of course, talking about me and stuff like that. But yeah, if you guys want me to go over that, of course, I'm more than happy to turn around and do it. But if not, I will continue. I may read a couple of them, like the ones that deal with things that happened in the past. Oh, crap. Forgot about that. Ah, demons.
Stay behind me.
Have you seen me? I can fight them barehanded. Maybe not barehanded, but you know. Alright. Yes, I know how to fight. And again, combat is very straightforward in this. It is simply complex, which I always like.
It's over.
Drop your weapon. Now.
Normally I would say this, but I'll be nice. Again, I'm trying to be nice to her. Alright.
All right. Have it your way.
Wait. You don't need a staff, but you should have one. I cannot protect you. I should remember you agreed to come willingly.
There you go. That turned out a little differently.
Maker knows what we will face.
Where are all your soldiers?
At the forward camp or fighting. We are on our own for now.
Wonderful. Army of millions and not a man among them. Rashvine Vitar. Oh yeah, that's right. So since I am a Kunari, I cannot wear helmets, of course. So that's gonna kind of suck. They have Vitar that they can turn around and wear, which is essentially just face paint. I should have an ability called Bull Rush where I can just maul somebody with my horns. Alright, here. Loot. Yes, I see those enemies over there. Enemies. Really? Alright, get some elf fruit. I will probably never use any of this stuff, but hey, better to have it than not need it.
There! Watch out! If we flank them, we may gain the advantage.
Yep. Is that it? Nope. Bye-bye. I didn't mean for you to jump off too. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Cassandra, help. Oh god. There you go. God, Cassandra, I'm doing all the work here. Is there a run button? Like, I've been wondering this for quite some time now. Like, is there an actual run button? Which I'm gonna be mortified if I find out 10 years after the fact that there was a run button the entire time, and I just never knew. Hey guys.
Up on the hill. It attacks from a distance.
Yeah, and I'm gonna stay back. Cassandra? Cassandra! Help me! Ow. Okay. Ow. Cassandra, you are really dropping the ball here. Like, I'm doing all the heavy lifting. Okay, some more loot. Because money is always very, very precious. Anything over here? seem to be anything else over there. Man, hey, come on, guys.
Ah! They're falling from the breach!
Yep, they sure are. Oh, wait. Is there anything up here? Because it's just useless. Should I even be allowed to go all the way up here? Okay, I may have skyrmed my way up to a useless area. Man, if only I could cause an avalanche and just get rid of all my enemies right here. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Why are y'all over there? A little bit more. There we go. Alright, more loot. Gold. I don't appreciate it. Everybody that's dead around here is just broke and penniless. Ow. Cassandra? No. No. Ah. Oh. No, no, no. Sandra, you really got to get better at this attacking thing. Is there anyone else? Okay, I think that's it for here. Any more gold? Any more loot? There we go. Okay. Maybe I should have played as a rogue so I could turn around and be a little bit faster. Well, I don't think they're that much faster. Especially when you're
We're
a
getting
big...
close to the rift. You can hear the fighting.
Who's fighting?
You'll see soon. We must help them.
Yeah, especially when you're a big 8-foot tall giant, so... Anything over here has a negative. Hey guys. Ow. There we go. What's up, Eric?
Quickly! Before more come through! What did you do?
I did nothing. The credit is yours.
So I can help?
At least this is good for something.
Whatever magic opened the breach in the sky also placed that mark upon your hand. I theorized the mark might be able to close the rifts that have opened in the breach's wake. And it seems I was correct.
Meaning it could also close the breach itself.
Possibly. It seems you hold the key to our salvation.
Good to know. Here I thought we'd be ass deep in demons forever.
Nah, just for a few years.
Varric Tethras, rogue, storyteller, and occasionally unwelcome tag-along.
Here with the Chantry?
Are you with the Chantry, or...
Was that a serious question?
Technically, I'm a prisoner, just like you.
I brought you here to tell your story to the Divine. Clearly, that is no longer necessary.
Yet, here I am. Lucky for you, considering current events.
Pleased to meet you.
It's good to meet you, Varric.
You may reconsider that stance in time.
Oh, I'm sure we'll become great friends in the valley, Chuckles.
Absolutely not. Your help is appreciated, Varric, but
Have you been in the valley lately, Seeker? Your soldiers aren't in control anymore. You need me.
My name is Solus, if there are to be introductions. I am pleased to see you still live.
He means I kept that mark from killing you while you slept.
You know about the mark?
You seem to know a great deal about it all.
like you, Solus is an apostate.
Technically, all mages are now apostates, Cassandra. My travels have allowed me to learn much of the Fade, far beyond the experience of any circle mage. I came to offer whatever help I can give with the breach. If it is not closed, we are all doomed regardless of origin.
It's always so funny that, like, whenever you ask questions to Solus, he always gives you some type of approval. So, that's commendable.
That's a commendable attitude.
Merely a sensible one. Although sense appears to be in short supply right now. Cassandra, you should know, the magic involved here is unlike any I've seen. Your prisoner is a mage, but I find it difficult to imagine any mage having such power.
Understood. We must get to the forward camp quickly.
Well, Bianca's excited.
Gotta love Eric. He was in
This
Dragon
way,
Age 2.
Down the bank. The road ahead is blocked.
We must move quickly.
I gotta look for loot, guys. Wait for me. There's nothing more important in these games than loot. Acolyte Fire Staff. Sure. I can go ahead and use that. Possibly. Well, it isn't any better. So I guess I'll just keep what I got. Where did Beard go? Did he just run off? Oh, there he is. Just magically appeared. Alright. I know how to control the other characters.
Demons ahead.
Glad you brought me now, Seeker.
Yep. Yep. Ow. Please stop attacking me. Ow! Okay. I really can't wait until we get another warrior or something like that, because this party composition is terrible. I would never have this many ranged people. Alright, anything in here? Yes. Silver bracelet. Excuse me. Please move. Drakestone, 46 go. Okay. You know, this kind of looks like the bear from the beginning of Baldur's Gate that's talking to that guy. The bard. Alright, is anything over here? Nope, just death. Okay. And if memory serves me right, there are some enemies up here. real quick. Yep, there we go. Just gonna sneak over here. Cassandra just a terrible job once again. Ah, can't see. So maybe the trees wasn't a good idea. Alright.
We had Kunari and Kirkwall. A whole boatload of them. They were your typical cheerless sort, then they tried to take over the city and kill everyone. But I'm guessing you don't actually follow the Qun, do you? You're Talvishoth.
Yeah, that's me. Word, I'll convert you.
Afraid I'll try to convert you to the Qun.
Well, you haven't recited a single quote from the Prophet Kosloon yet. So unless you're trying to stay on the Seeker's good side, I'd say that's pretty telling.
Man, back in the day, I would have gave anything for just like a game set with you being a Kunari. Especially after this game, when you learn a little bit more about the Kunari. They're very interesting. They're one of the most interesting civilizations that I've seen in a fantasy setting. Alright, so let's get back to this. And also the elves in here, too. Because my only real encounter with elves up until this point was, I believe, in Oblivion and in Skyrim.
I know it's difficult, but we must keep moving.
I'm pushing.
So, are you innocent?
I don't remember what happened.
That'll get you every time. Should have spun a story.
That's what you would have done.
It's more believable and less prone to result in premature execution.
Sir, how many times have you been arrested? Alright. Push forward a bit. Why does everyone always attack me? Ah! Alright. Enough of that. Enough of that. Green goo ghost. Alright.
I hope Liliana made it through all this.
She's resourceful, Seeker.
We will see for ourselves at the forward camp. We're almost there.
I guess I can go ahead and use a potion. Not getting any hits for loot.
Another rift!
We must seal it! Quickly!
The king's coming! Help us!
Oh crap. Maybe I shouldn't have just walked up here into this. Alright.
Hurry! Use the mark!
And we'll go ahead and seal this. That is a very common theme throughout this game. So, now I can level up. Yes, I know how to do this. So, I am going to be more of an offensive character. So, I have a lightning spell. I have a fire spell. I kind of want to get a frost spell. Let's see. What can I get? Winter's Grasp. You lock a target on a sheet of ice, freezing it in place. Fade Step. You let invisible waves of magic carry you forward, blurring ahead of short distance. I do not want that. I want things that can kill things. Now, I think it is fairly traditional for me to turn around and just really go all in on the lightning stuff because the lightning stuff is really nice in this game. Let's see. After you land a critical hit, your next spell cast doesn't trigger cooldown period. Your blade burns harder and has a shorter cooldown time. You unleash a massive explosion, leaving enemies in the area burning in agony. Okay, that might be pretty nice. Let's see. Or I can get this. Summon a bolt of lightning that blasts and paralyzes a single target. If other enemies are nearby, the bolt will paralyze the target for longer. I can get Stormbringer. The storm comes to your aid even without calling it. When you're in combat, lightning will periodically strike a random nearby enemy. So I am torn. Because that's nice, but this is real nice. And it's 300% weapon damage. Okay. But I can actually use this. And then, of course, I can also upgrade this skill. Arcing Surge, Chain Lightning arcs further and hits more targets. Or never strikes twice. Chain Lightning never strikes the same target more than once, but it deals more damage with each new target it reaches. These are all very good. But I think I want the lightning bolt. Yeah, I think I want the lightning bolt. So that way I can have something to use on a particular target. So, apply that. Yep, okay.
Rift is gone. Open the gate.
Right away, Lady Cassandra.
We're clear for the moment. Well done.
Were y'all even helping? They didn't open the gate. I had to open the gate.
The prisoner must get to the temple.
Ah, here they come.
You made it. Chancellor Roderick, this is...
I know who he is. As Grand Chancellor of the Chantry, I hereby order you to take this criminal to Val Royeaux to face execution.
Order me? You are a glorified clerk, a bureaucrat.
Yeah, tell him.
And you are a thug, but a thug who supposedly serves the Chantry.
Rude.
We serve the most holy, Chancellor. As you well know.
Justinia is dead. We must elect a replacement and obey her orders on the matter.
I'm standing right here.
Don't talk about me like I'm not here.
You shouldn't even be here! Call a retreat, Seeker. Our position here is hopeless.
We can stop this before it's too late.
How? You won't survive long enough to reach the temple, even with all your soldiers.
We must get to the temple. It's the quickest route.
But not the safest. Our forces can charge as a distraction while we go through the mountains.
We lost contact with an entire squad on that path. It's too risky.
Listen to me. Abandon this now, before more lives are lost.
Yeah, my life is on the line, so we're doing this.
How do you think we should proceed?
Why are you asking me?
Now you're asking me what I think.
You have the mark?
And you are the one we must keep alive. Since we cannot agree on our own...
It wouldn't be a Biowar game if you weren't the chosen one. I'm gonna charge with the soldiers. Sorry, scouts.
I say we charge. I won't survive long enough for your trial. Whatever happens, happens now.
Liliana, bring everyone left in the valley. Everyone.
On your head be the consequences, Seeker.
We got it. Possibly. Varric, is your chest hair protecting you? Okay, random. I thought the game was about to crash for a second. Y'all do not look good. I mean, is this gigantic demonic invasion really that bad? Fun times. Don't mind me. I'm doing nothing at all.
How many rifts are there?
Enough.
Seal it if we have to get past!
Quickly then!
Guys, deal with those. See? Easy.
Sealed, as before. You are becoming quite proficient at this.
Let's hope it works on the big one.
Lady Cassandra, you managed to close the rift. Well done.
Do not congratulate me, Commander. This is the prisoner's doing.
Is it? I hope they're right about you. We've lost a lot of people getting you here.
Ah, Cullen. Cullen is... It's funny because, you know, again, romances are a big thing in this game. And I will say beyond a shadow of a doubt, his romance is probably the best one in this entire game. So it is very unfortunate that I'm not playing as a female character, especially a female elf or anything like that. But his is the best one. All the rest of them are, eh. Let's see. I'll do what I can.
I can't promise anything, but I'll try my best.
That's all we can ask. The way to the temple should be clear. Liliana will try to meet you there.
Then we'd best move quickly. Give us time, Commander.
Make her watch over you, for all our sakes.
Bro, you really need some help.
The Temple of Sacred Ashes.
What's left of it?
That is where you walked out of the Fade, and our soldiers found you. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was.
I still remember the very long quest that we had in Dragon Age Origins at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. It's quite fun. Origins had a lot of long quests now that I think about it.
Breach is a long way up.
You're here. Thank the Maker.
Liliana, have your men take up positions around the temple. This is your chance to end this. Are you ready?
Not even a little bit.
I'll try. But I don't know if I can reach that, much less close it.
No. This rift was the first, and it is the key. Seal it, and perhaps we seal the breach.
Then let's find a way down. And be careful.
All right.
Now is the hour of our victory. Bring forth the sacrifice.
What are we hearing?
At a guess, the person who created the breach.
An old friend.
You know this stuff is red lyrium, Seeker.
I see it, Varric.
But what's it doing here?
Magic could have drawn on lyrium beneath the temple, corrupted it.
It's evil. Whatever you do, don't touch it.
Keep the sacrifice still.
Someone help me! That is Divine Justinia's voice.
I don't remember the whole story about Red Lyrium, but I do know it's bad. That's all I remember about it. It caused all the problems in Dragon Age 2. Well, that and the Qunari. Huh.
What's going on here?
That was your voice. Most Holy called out to you, but...
What's going on here?
Run when you can! Hold them!
We have an intruder. Slay the Canary.
You were there! Who attacked? And the Divine, is she... Was this vision true? What are we seeing?
I don't remember.
Echoes of what happened here. The Fade bleeds into this place. This rift is not sealed, but it is closed, albeit temporarily. I believe that with the mark, the rift can be opened, and then sealed properly and safely. However, opening the rift will likely attract attention from the other side.
That means demons! Stand ready!
Well, there we go. Awful hair. Just awful. You're a big boy.
Now!
Alright, tactical retreat. Yeah, y'all just go ahead and deal with that.
Strip its defenses. Wear it down.
Varric, you might want to get back because you kind of like in there. As long as he ignores me.
More coming through the rift.
Oh crap. Oh, tactical retreat. I need my lightning. I need my lightning. Sandra, are you okay? Oh my god. Y'all got it. Alright. Yeah, Cassandra, you go ahead and take that. Varric, you really should back up. No, don't look at me. Oh, crap. Oh, God. Oof. Okay, good. Yep, you guys got it. Why are you aiming at me? Alright, come on. Let's kill this dude. Thing. Whatever. Just a little bit more, guys. There we go.
Now, seal the rift. Do it.
See? Easy. Pride demon. I can't remember if that was a pride demon or a wrath one. I think the wrath one's the one that blow up. And then I died. And now we have to create the actual character.
Oh. I didn't know you were awake. I swear.
Where am I?
Is this another prison?
No. I mean, I don't think so.
Then where am I? Tell me.
I beg your forgiveness and your blessing. I am but a humble servant. You're back in Haven, my lord. They say you saved us. The breach stopped growing, just like the mark on your hand. It's all anyone has talked about for the last 3 days.
Then we're safe?
Then the danger is over.
The breach is still in the sky, but that's what they say. I'm certain Lady Cassandra would want to know you've wakened. She said, at once.
And where is she?
In the Chantry, with the Lord Chancellor. At once, she said.
Oh, this horrible outfit. Oh my god. Alright. So now we have loot and stuff. Well, that's just some elf fruit. But armor. I need armor. Let's see. Patient observations. Vain hope. Someone better at this than me takes over before the survivor expires. Notes in case. Day 1. Clammy. Shallow breathing. Pulse over fast. Not responsive. Pupils dilated. Mage says his scarring mark is thrumming with unknown magic. Wish we could station a Templar in here just in case. I'm not that dangerous. Alright, so now that we have some new armor and stuff, I am going to use the DLC stuff. That is a beautiful staff. And as far as the armor goes, I could wear this Avar Barbarian armor. Ooh, that one looks much better. Well, they both look pretty good. This one is probably more fitting, I guess you could say. And then they have the Era Shocks armor. Okay. I forgot this was a thing in there. Looks pretty good on me. Then just some regular, I think this is just the soldier armor. Then we got the dragon armor, or armor of the dragon. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go with the barbarian armor. But which one? Even though this one is much better for just armor purposes. Maybe I should wear this. I do really like that armor. I remember the entire time in Dragon Age 2, I would have killed to have this armor. So yeah, maybe I'll go ahead and wear this. Also, as far as the helmets go, is there a setting that I can change for that? First of all, accessories. Yeah, is there a setting for that? Friendly fire. Trials interface. Hide helmet. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. Wait. Okay. Nice. I look like a proper Kunari. Which I probably shouldn't look like. And it's funny because, in a way, he kind of looks bigger than the Arashok, but meh. Maybe I should change this. Doesn't feel appropriate. Hey guys. Yeah, I'll put on the other armor. It's kind of nagging me. Fashion is very important. Yeah, I'll just go with this one.
That's him. That's the Herald of Andraste. They said when he came out of the Fade, Andraste herself was watching over him.
Hush. We shouldn't disturb him.
Why did Lady Cassandra have him in chains? I thought Seekers knew everything.
It's complicated. We were all frightened after the explosion at the Conclave.
It isn't complicated. Andraste herself blessed him.
Okay. Make her be with you guys. Andraste's Mabari. What? Is this a song? Yes, this is the tavern song. Okay.
That's him. He stopped the breach from getting any bigger. I heard he was supposed to close it entirely. Still, it's more than anyone else has done. Demons would have had us otherwise.
Yeah, I was about to say, y'all can always go up there and close it yourself. Hey guys. I am taller than the door. Okay, never mind. Read a chant for the departed. I will not.
Have you gone completely mad?
Brilliant staff.
Immediately, to be tried by whomever becomes divine.
I do not believe he is guilty.
The Conari failed, Seeker. The breach is still in the sky. For all you know, he intended it this way.
I do not believe that.
That is not for you to decide. Your duty is to serve the Chantry.
My duty is to serve the principles on which the Chantry was founded, Chancellor, as is yours.
Well, don't mind me, guys.
Chain him! I want him prepared for travel to the capital for trial.
Disregard that and leave us.
Oh, Templars.
You walk a dangerous line, Seeker.
The breach is stable, but it is still a threat. I will not ignore it.
I did what I could.
I did everything I could to close the breach. It almost killed me.
Yet you live. A convenient result
Yes,
insofar as
almost,
you're
sir. That's what that means.
Have a care, Chancellor. The breach is not the only threat we face.
Someone was behind the explosion at the Conclave. Someone Most Holy did not expect. Perhaps they died with the others, or have allies who yet live.
I am a suspect?
You, and many others.
But not the prisoner.
I heard the voices in the temple. The Divine called to him for help.
So his survival, that thing on his hand, all a coincidence.
Providence. The Maker sent him to us in our darkest hour.
What more do you want? Are you serious? You believe I'm innocent? I'm not a chosen one. I kind of don't want to lean into it, but also at the same time, again, I am trying to romance Cassandra, so I'll just say, are you sure?
You really think your maker would send someone like me?
The Maker does as he wills. It is not for me to say.
Even if that means a Canary is his chosen?
Humans are not the only people with an interest in the fate of the world.
The breach remains, and your mark is still our only hope of closing it.
This is not for you to decide.
You know what this is, Chancellor. A writ from the Divine, granting us the authority to act. As of this moment, I declare the Inquisition reborn. We will close the breach, we will find those responsible, and we will restore order with or without your approval.
This is the Divine's directive. Rebuild the Inquisition of old. Find those who will stand against the chaos. We aren't ready. We have no leader, no numbers. And now, no Chantry support.
But we have no choice. We must act now, with you at our side.
Okay, the Inquisition of old.
What is the Inquisition of old, exactly?
It preceded the Chantry. People who banded together to restore order in a world gone mad.
After, they laid down their banner and formed the Templar Order, but the Templars have lost their way. We need those who can do what must be done, united under a single banner once more.
What about the Chantry?
But aren't you still part of the Chantry?
Is that what you see?
The Chantry will take time to find a new Divine, and then it will wait for her direction.
But we cannot wait. So many Grand Clerics died at the Conclave. No, we are on our own. Perhaps forever.
Okay, so what about this holy war?
You're trying to start a holy war.
We are already at war. You are already involved. Its mark is upon you. As to whether the war is holy, that depends on what we discover.
And if I refuse?
What if I refuse?
You can go if you wish.
You should know that while some believe you chosen, many still think you guilty. The Inquisition can only protect you if you are with us.
We can also help you.
It will not be easy if you stay. But you cannot pretend this has not changed you.
I know for a fact Liliana would slit my throat as soon as I got out of earshot. I want to help.
If you're truly trying to restore order...
That is the plan.
Help us fix this before it's too late.
We're into it. Well, kind of. All right, first things first, let me get rid of these horrible pajamas because I don't know why they insist on this, but they love their horrible pajamas. Okay, I think that's all I need to change. Yeah. Now, later on, of course, you can craft your own armor, and I really love the crafting stuff in this game. It's kind of hard to do because you have certain materials and stuff that you have to get, but it's really fun, and I really do enjoy it. I remember there was one time I think I spent about 4 hours trying to get all the different armors and stuff.
Fear the Chantry, as much as any Grand Cleric. That prattle from Valroyo isn't the word of the making. It's politics.
Fulfill Inquisition requisitions with the Quartermaster.
I didn't realize any of Leliana's Oxmen mercenaries were still here. Well, if you want new gear, you pay for it. Oh, you're him. Thren, Inquisition Quartermaster. I'm doing what I can to supply this mess. If you find what I need to fill one of my requisitions, I'd appreciate you bringing it in.
Okay. What's your job?
What do you do here?
I make sure the Inquisition troops have food in their bellies and iron in their hands. Both are important. Lots of people expecting us to be heroes, marching all day to fight the demons. Turns out heroes need to dig latrines just like everyone else.
How did you end up here?
How does someone end up as quartermaster for the Inquisition?
I served for Eldon under Ten Loghain MacTier, best commanding officer this world has ever seen. After they all turned on him at Denerim, though, there wasn't much use for people who held that opinion. Queen Honora offered my services to the Inquisition. It was a kindness. She knew I supported her father and got me away from the political garbage.
Yeah, okay, so I was about to say, so in my playthrough, I saved Loghain. I thought that was one of the coolest little twists in there is that you could actually do that. I originally did it as a punishment, but then I learned later on that you could actually turn around and save Loghain, and then you can have him join the Grey Wardens. However, if you do that, you lose Alistair. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Alistair is dead because I think I killed him, and I think that's pretty common in my playthroughs is that I tend to kill Alistair. So don't shoot me for this, but yeah, I tend to get rid of Alistair. But yeah, the Grey Warden was serving as king with Honora, the queen, but I'm pretty sure he's off doing whatever now.
I understand Loghain joined the Grey Wardens after the Blight ended.
Yes, a mercy, people called it. Serving the Order, they say he betrayed. He could have led Ferelden to greatness. Instead, he lives in exile, fighting Darkspawn until the day he dies.
I always thought that was pretty interesting too because Loghain is a very interesting character. He's a very complex villain. You know, you see him and you think he's just really like narrow minded and stuff like that and stubborn, which he is. But then, of course, you find out that like his daughter lied about a lot of things, and there were a lot of lies about him in general. And he was right with some of the way he felt, well, some of the things that he felt about King Kalen and stuff like that. So I actually really like Loghain. I like Loghain more than I like Alistair. I like Loghain more than I like a lot of characters in the Dragon Age franchise. And I will say Loghain is probably one of the best villains that I've encountered in a game. Aside from like your Kreyas and stuff like that. I already asked her that. I already asked her how she ended up here. Tell me about requisitions.
What did you mean when you mentioned requisitions?
I'm making this Inquisition run with what we have, but we're not a real army. We're stretched thin on materials, so I've put up a requisition list for anything that could help our people. Here, take a look. You find some iron and a good login site, maybe Harriet can get our troops better weapons.
How do I fill special orders?
If I have material for a special order, do I bring it to you?
Just take it over there. One of my boys will take the materials or jot down what you found.
Okay. Easy enough.
Make her go with you.
Alright, so let's see what that codex said about the fifth blight. Chant for the Departed. A study of the fifth blight, volume 1. While some of my contemporaries dispute whether the Fifth Blight was a true blight or merely a large darkspawn resurgence, historians agree that it began in the swamps of the Kakari Wilds on the southeast border of Ferelden in the year 930 Dragon. King King Kalen Theron was swift in responding to the threat, gathering the royal army, every Grey Warden in his country, and sending a call for aid to the Ferelden nobility. The assembled armies laid a trap in the ruins of Ostagar, hoping to crush the force before it reached civilization, but they failed. Darkspawn overran the defenders of Ostagar and decimated the king and his army. They continued their advance into Ferelden unopposed. Only 2 Grey Wardens managed to escape the slaughter, and somehow they came into possession of an ancient treatise which compelled the races of men to join arms against the massing horde. The surviving wardens made their way to Kinloch Hold, home of the Ferelden Circle, and conscripted the mages. In desperation to find more allies, the wardens journeyed into the Brazilian forest, seeking the Dalish. The elves, too, joined the growing army. Into the deep roads the surviving wardens went, searching for Paragon Branca in hopes she could settle the unrest in Orzammar and unite the dwarves in the battle against the archdemon. Branca could not be located, but another paragon was found. The legendary Caridin, who forged a crown that ended all question of succession. Balin Iduken was crowned king of Orzammar, and the dwarven armies marched for the surface. Despite their success, though, greater challenges were yet to come. So yeah, I remember some of this, and yeah, I remember that I chose Balin because while the other guy is he makes more sense because of course you find out that Balin is just kind of a dick, honestly. Balin is a conniving little bastard. But Balin is more progressive. So in the end I always felt like he was better for the dwarves as opposed to I can't remember the other guy's name who was more conservative and kind of wanted to close the dwarves off to everybody and didn't want any reforms or anything like that. Okay. And that's the first Inquisition. And again, like I said, if you guys want me to read the rest of these things, then I will definitely read them. But for now, I'll just focus on the historical things that kind of pertain to certain characters that I've had dealings with. Liliana, where are you? Solus is in there. Oh, are they all still in there because I haven't triggered the cutscene? I think they're all still in there because I haven't triggered the cutscene. So I guess I'll go in here, trigger this, get everybody dispersed, and then we'll go from there.
Does it trouble you?
I mean, as long as you're next to me, nothing troubles me. Let's see. It didn't close the breach. Yeah, it didn't close the breach.
If it wasn't enough to close the breach, what use is it?
You did everything we asked of you.
And it still didn't work.
What's important is that your mark is now stable, as is the breach. You've given us time, and Solas believes a second attempt might succeed, provided the mark has more power. The same level of power used to open the breach in the first place. That is not easy to come by.
It sounds dangerous.
Couldn't that kind of power just make things worse?
And people call me a pessimist. You've met Commander Cullen, leader of the Inquisition's forces.
It was only for a moment on the field. I'm pleased you survived.
This is Lady Josephine Montelier, our ambassador and chief diplomat.
You're even taller than I'd heard.
And of course, you know Sister Liliana.
My position here involves a degree of...
She is our spy master.
Yes, tactfully put, Cassandra.
Also, if you haven't noticed, Josephine has a thing for Kunari. Oddly enough, I think she has a thing for Kunari and dwarves. So, two very different ends of the spectrum. Ha. But yeah, I've romanced Josephine several times. I like Josephine. She's nice. A pleasure.
Pleased to meet you all.
I mentioned that your mark needs more power to close the breach for good.
Which means we must approach the rebel mages for help.
And I still disagree. The Templars could serve just as well.
We need power, Commander. Enough magic poured into that mark.
Might destroy us all. Templars could suppress the breach, weaken it, so...
Pure speculation.
I was a Templar. I know what they're capable of.
Unfortunately, neither group will even speak to us yet. The Chantry has denounced the Inquisition, and you specifically.
That was quick.
That didn't take long.
Shouldn't they be busy arguing over who's going to become divine?
Some are calling you, a Kunari, the Herald of Andraste. That frightens the Chantry. The remaining clerics have declared it blasphemy, and we, heretics, for harboring you.
Chancellor Roderick's doing, no doubt.
It limits our options. Approaching the mages or Templars for help is currently out of the question.
Wonderful. The Herald of Andraste.
Just how am I the Herald of Andraste?
People saw what you did at the temple, how you stopped the breach from growing. They have also heard about the woman seen in the rift when we first found you. They believe that was Andraste.
Even if we tried to stop that view from spreading...
Which we have not.
The point is, everyone is talking about you.
It's quite the title, isn't it? How do you feel about that?
It's unnerving.
It's a little unsettling.
I'm sure the Chantry would agree.
People are desperate for a sign of hope. For some, you're that sign. And to others, a symbol of everything that's gone wrong.
Could we be attacked?
Will the Chantry attack us?
With what? They have only words at their disposal.
And yet, they may bury us with them. There is something you can do. A Chantry cleric by the name of Mother Giselle has asked to speak to you. She is not far, and knows those involved far better than I. Her assistance could be invaluable.
Okay, I'll talk to her.
I'll see what she has to say.
You will find Mother Giselle tending to the wounded in the hinterlands near Redcliffe.
Look for other opportunities to expand the Inquisition's influence while you're there.
We need agents to extend our reach beyond this valley, and you're better suited than anyone to recruit them.
In the meantime, let's think of other options. I won't leave this all to the Herald.
All right. The War Table allows you to apply the power of the Inquisition throughout Orlais and Ferelden. Mother Giselle is in the hinterlands, which can be found on the Ferelden side of the table. Ferelden, conquered by Orlais, torn by civil war, ravaged by the Fifth Blight, Ferelden is no stranger to hardship. With the Veil weakened, the land is more turbulent than ever. And then we have Orlais, known for its culture of...
Saying something about...
Okay.
Yes. Haven has limited space for our soldiers to train. Perhaps we could set up something over here.
Rude. Known for its culture of extravagant nobility, yet also as the birthplace of the Chantry, Orlais is the most powerful human nation in Thedas. Basically, fantasy France and fantasy England. The Inquisition can unlock new areas for you to explore through scouting operations. Perform the scouting operations for the hinterlands on the Ferelden side of the War Table now. Let's go down here. Mother Giselle was last seen in the hinterlands outside Redcliffe, tending refugees who fled the fighting between renegade Templars and apostate mages. The latest reports suggest that the vicious struggle between the two groups has spread to the hinterlands, catching the refugees and Mother Giselle in the middle. It is vital to protect her and, if possible, restore order to the area. So, just to give you a little heads up about this, you're going to have many of these missions throughout the game. However, for whatever reason during the time period, these things were timed. And that was kind of normal for a lot of games. I remember Assassin's Creed also had something similar where you could send assassins out to do missions where they would do things and they would be timed and stuff or whatever. So I will not. I will more than likely cheat in order to just go ahead and get past some of this stuff because some of these require you to be down for like an hour or something like that. So I'm not gonna be waiting around for an hour, and no one wants to wait around for an hour. So yeah, I'll probably either put a mod in to go ahead and skip past this, or I'll see if there's some way to kind of cheat around it. Back in the day, you could just change the time on your Xbox or your PS4 or whatever, and it would skip ahead because that's what it was looking at. So I'll do something similar for this. Jesus. I mean, did you really have to shoot him? He was just kind of there. All right, so scout the hinterlands. We avoided the fighting as best we could. It's every bit as bad as we'd feared. The apostates are mad, attacking anything that moves, and it appears that the Templars here aren't following anyone's orders any longer. We located Mother Giselle and are trying to protect her, but she refuses to leave the refugees until we've ensured their safety. That would be hard to do without troops to push the apostates and the Templars out of the area. Commander Cullen asked me to make inquiries of Master Dennett, a retired horsemaster of Redcliffe, who lives in the area. We tried to contact him about obtaining better horses for the Inquisition, but we've been unable to get through the fighting. Lead Scout Harding. Also, just another thing too. The only gripe that I had about Dragon Age Inquisition was that the areas that you tend to go to are very big areas, but they feel like MMO areas. Like if you've ever played Knights of the Old, excuse me, not Knights of the Old Republic, but the Old Republic, it feels like that. So I will initially show some of the fighting and stuff like that, but I'll probably end up doing some of the side quests and stuff like that off camera, so that way it doesn't eat up a lot of times. I may go ahead and record it, but not actually record, upload it along with the main video, and I'll try to keep the main story stuff to the main videos or whatever, and then maybe every now and then I'll release some side videos in the evening time or something like that, just to, show off the fighting if you really want to see it, or if you really want to see certain story beats and stuff like that. If that is an acceptable plan, please let me know in the comment section. I will not venture forth because I don't want to. All right, and we have other little thingies that we can do in the process as well. All right, so I am going to go ahead and talk to Cassandra and a few others, and then once that is done, I will go ahead, screw off into the distance, and call it a day. Luckily, this video hasn't been too long. It's only an hour and 40. Now, these will be some people just always talking around me. But and this video won't be that long, but for the other videos, I am going to try to make them much longer. This is in the middle of a work week, so it's kind of hard for me to record. But yeah, in the future, those videos, I'm going to try to make these videos probably 3 to 4 hours long. So they won't come out as often. I'll probably have them come out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I'll try to make them as long as possible so we can cover as much as possible, because this is a very long game. I think the game is around probably 150, 200 hours or something like that, or 150 to 300 hours depending. So it's gonna require a lot of recording.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just. Blessed are the righteous, the lights in the shadow. In their blood, the Maker's will is written. Is that what you want from us? Blood? To die so that your will is done?
No murdering.
Is death your only blessing? You speak for Andraste, no? What does the Maker's prophet have to say about all of this? What's his game?
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. I just showed up. Game?
How is this a game?
Do you see the sky? What about the temple ruins? The bones lying in the dust. Even if you didn't support the Divine's peace, you wouldn't call this right. Who could? So many innocent lives. The faithful murdered where the holiest of holies once stood. If the Maker willed this, what is it if not a game or a cruel joke?
Well, ma'am, welcome to trying to understand religion 101. So I can't speak for Andraste.
I speak for no one but myself, and I have no answers for you.
You probably don't even worship the Maker. Lucky. He asks a lot. The Chantry teaches that the Maker abandoned us. He demands repentance for our sins. He demands it all. Our lives, our deaths. Justinia gave him everything she had, and he let her die.
You're kind of going through it right now, Liliana.
I'm sorry. Her death has clearly hit you hard.
Not just me. All of us. She was the Divine. She led the faithful. She was their heart. If the Maker doesn't intervene to save the best of his servants, what good is he? I used to believe I was chosen, just as some say you are. I thought I was fulfilling his purpose for me, working with the Divine, helping people. But now she's dead. It was all for nothing. Serving the Maker meant nothing.
Let me help you.
Maybe you have another purpose. I could help you find it.
No, this is my burden. I regret that I even let you see me like this. It was a moment of weakness. It won't happen again. Come, to work then. We will speak later.
All right. Poor Liliana. She's been through a lot.
So it's true. Butler has stand on us. I hope my hunch was wrong.
You knew him well?
Not as well as I thought. Show me the report. There were so many questions surrounding Faria's death. Did he think we wouldn't notice? He's killed Faria, one of my best agents, and knows where the others are. You know what must be done. Make it clean. Painless if you can. We were friends once.
Hold off on that. You're being a little rough.
Wait, what are you doing?
He betrayed us. He murdered my agent.
And you'd kill him, just like that.
You find fault with my decision?
I mean, no, I don't. I would probably torture him. But, I mean, just that one.
I'm sure most of your decisions are fine, but that one, a little extreme.
Extreme? Butler's betrayal put our agents in danger. I condemned one man to save dozens. I may not like what I do, but it must be done. I cannot afford the luxury of ideals at a time like this.
This is exactly the time for ideals.
Now is precisely the time for ideals.
You feel very strongly about this. Very well. I will think of another way to deal with this man. Apprehend Butler, but see that he lives. Now, if you're happy, I have more work to do.
Yeah, I mean, like, peel his nails off or something like that. But don't kill the guy. Just make him suffer.
Reports of fade rifts and demons keep coming. The people are terrified, and it's only getting worse. The only thing that will calm their fears now is the hope that someone out there can save them. You have to be that someone. No one else has any power over the rifts. Seal them. Your legend will spread, and Thedas will learn to trust the Inquisition.
I apologize for whatever you see me trying to do right now, but I'm trying to position the camera right so you can hear her. Why do you care about the mages?
Why do you want me to seek out the rebel mages? Why do you care?
I've known mages. Some of them were better people than me. And yet I'm free and they're not. It's not right.
That's fair. You're Justinia's left hand.
They called you the left hand of the Divine.
That they did? What of it?
Tell me more about Justinia.
I'd like to hear about Justinia. What was she like?
A friend. A mentor. Like me, she had secrets, made mistakes. It made her human. I think her followers responded to that.
Were you more than friends?
Was there something more than friendship between you?
You're asking if we were lovers? Typical. I was devoted to her, therefore it must be romantic. Love is common. Love is simple. My bond with Justinia was something greater. She was a sister, a mother, a teacher. So, to answer your question, yes, it was more than friendship.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have asked that question, but the game asked that question, so at least in that way. Maybe it was kind of like the boss in Naked Snake.
How did you and Justinia meet?
I met her a long time ago, before she became divine. Before she was Justinia. When I met her, she was Mother Dorothea. I was at my lowest. Broken, lost. And she saved me. No, no, wait. She hates it when I say that. I saved myself. She just showed me it was possible.
I'm pretty sure this is covered in the Liliana Song DLC in Dragon Age Origins. I cannot remember anything but the DLC. I'm so sorry. I'm fairly certain that like when I played it, it was like when I got off work and stuff like that. So I don't remember anything about it other than she was seeing visions and stuff, and she got locked up, and you have to escape from someplace. But yeah, it's very vague to me.
We'll talk more later.
Yeah, like right now. Camera, please cooperate. Tell me about yourself.
Let's talk about you.
Me?
You got any stories?
Bards tell tales. I bet you tell some good ones.
There are plenty of tales in the library. Perhaps you should look for them there.
Rude. Tell me about your past.
What did you do before you worked for the Divine?
I was a bard, an Orlesian spy for many years. For a time I also served a small cloister in Lothering. After the Blight, the Divine called on me to oversee her personal network.
I want to be a bard.
Can you teach me to be a bard?
Being a bard is so much more than being a spy. It involves a keen understanding of politics, the ebb and flow of influence, the great game. The bard's is an intricate dance where a smile can be sharper than any dagger. The best way to learn is to immerse yourself in it. Perhaps when this is all over, I'll teach you.
So, from what I remember about this, is that the game has certain specializations, and I think you can get those specializations by completing the personal quests for each one of the characters. And I think now, of course, I can't become a bard because I'm a mage, but I think the mage has two or maybe three that you can turn around and do. There's one for Solus and two for two other characters later on. And actually, my favorite specialization is in there, the ridiculously OP Knight Enchanter. But that'll be something that we'll cover later.
I should leave you to your work.
We can always talk later.
I remember they had to nerf the Knight Enchanter because it was just too powerful. You're well connected.
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
Tell me about the hero of Ferelden.
You have a history with the Warden who ended the Blight, don't you?
I count him among my closest friends. I still write to him for advice when I can. He hasn't replied to my letters in some time. I try not to worry about it. He can take care of himself.
I wonder, since, like, my character was married to Honora, would she have written to Honora to check on him and see if, anything happened? Did you know Hawk?
They say you spent some time in Lothering. Did you know the champion?
We spoke a few times. I seldom left the Chantry, and we never became more than casual acquaintances. I saw more of the Hawk twins. Bethany in particular. She would spend time in meditation at the Chantry, and she seemed to like my stories. The other one, the young man, he was a little surly. I did encounter the champion again later in Kirkwall. Those were terrible times.
Yeah, Carver was a little prick. How were they terrible?
Was this when the Chantry was destroyed?
No, that happened later. But even then, the news coming out of Kirkwall was were some in Val Royeaux who wanted the Divine to declare an exalted march on Kirkwall. Justina sent me there to see if that could be avoided, to gather evidence to calm those agitating for war. I guess it didn't matter in the end.
So, fun fact from what I remember, originally Dragon Age Inquisition was supposed to be a DLC for Dragon Age 2. Because I do remember a little bit of the lead up to Dragon Age Inquisition. There were two DLCs, I think two story DLCs. But at the end of the second DLC, there was rumblings about there possibly being an Exalted March. And again, just from what I remember around that time, there was supposed to be a DLC called the Exalted March, where basically the Inquisition or the Chantry or whatever was going to march on Kirkwall, and you had to prevent it or something like that. But I think from what little bit I remember, the it just kind of grew and grew and grew, and eventually it became Dragon Age Inquisition. So yeah.
We can continue this conversation later.
You know where I am.
Was there anything else? Any updates?
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
Okay.
I'll leave you to your work.
All right. Where is Cassandra? Because that is who I really want to talk to. Going ahead and plant those seeds. I may go ahead and flirt with everybody though, just for shits and giggles. She's up there by Cullen to the north. So let's head on this way. Varric, I'll talk to you in the next episode. And I guess I'll talk to Solus in the next episode too. Oh, I can level up. Cassandra. There you go. Those cheekbones. You're impressive.
You're kind of a force of nature, aren't you?
When I need to be.
It's impressive.
You flatter me.
I'm trying.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool, and they may be right.
Oh, I mean, everything's kind of destroyed anyway, so might as well shoot the shit. What do you believe?
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
You don't think I'm chosen?
You don't think I'm the Herald of Andraste?
I think you were sent to help us. I hope you were. But the Maker's help takes many forms. Sometimes it's difficult to discern who it truly benefits, or how.
What happens next?
What's going to happen now?
Now, we deal with the Chantry's panic over you before they do even more harm. Then we close the breach. We are the only ones who can. After that, we find out who is responsible for this chaos, and we end them. And if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay them.
Really?
I only pray the price is not too high.
That was a great shot. It's too late to turn back.
Isn't it a bit late to worry about it now?
We have only just begun. My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
You had cause.
It wasn't like you had no reason to suspect me.
I was determined to have someone answer for what happened. Anyone. You've said you believe you're chosen. Does that mean you believe in the Maker?
That's not what I said. I'm a Kunari, remember?
You're asking me?
You're not a follower of the Kyun. You could be. I suppose it doesn't matter now. I have to believe we were put on this path for a reason, even if you do not. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us.
I mean, I guess you can be Tal Vashak, but also still believe in the Kyun. That just means you're just not Kunari. I get confused on how the Kyun actually works.
It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
You don't know?
I thought you knew that.
I suppose I could ask Liliana. She has collected a frightening amount of information on you. But I don't want to ask her. I want to hear it from you.
I mean, I could tell you even more over drinks. Tell her.
No specific place. My mercenary band worked mostly in the free marches, however.
At least until you crossed the waking sea to reach the Conclave, I suppose. Tell me, do you consider the free marches your home? Are you eager to go back?
Home is wherever I am.
Wherever I am is home enough for me.
That's how I feel now, after years of tending to business for the Divine.
Tell me about yourself.
I'd like to get to know you better.
What kind of guy do you like?
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
I like you.
Is there any harm in us becoming a little closer?
Plenty.
Is that right?
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentecost, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lord.
Lord? You're a Navarran royalty?
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentecosts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentecosts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
Is that why you left Navarre?
And you joined the Seekers to get away from it?
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentecosts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarre. Once he was gone, so was I.
And I know you killed a dragon. Because, Cassandra is the main character in, I think it's Dawn of the Seeker. A little animated movie that came out a long time ago. What happened to your brother?
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
Okay. Tell me about Navarre.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage. My uncle treated me like a porcelain doll to be placed on a shelf and dusted only when necessary. Thus I did not see Navarre, the real Navarre, until much later. By then I realized I knew it not at all.
What about your parents?
Your uncle? What about your parents?
They had the misfortune of taking the wrong side in the second attempt to overthrow King Marcus. The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a Mortalitasi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
Mortalitasi.
Your uncle was a Mortalitasi?
A death mage. He still is. My countrymen do not burn the dead. They bury them in special crypts. The Mortalitarsi supervise the crypts, like priests. Uncle Vestalis oversees the Grand Necropolis. Nevarans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with living ones. It is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings. I will never understand it.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Emmerich is his name, one of the companions in Dragon Age Veilguard. I want to say he's a Mortalitasi. At least I get the feeling that he's a Mortalitasi from everything that they've shown so far, because he deals with necromancy and he even has a little servant buddy that's with him. So I suspect that he might be one, but I could be wrong. You work for the Divine?
So you were the right hand to the Divine.
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
What is a right hand?
But what does a right hand do exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You believed in her.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinia knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
How did you become the right hand?
So what's the story about you becoming the right hand?
Sweet Andraste, do you really want to hear that? It was, 18, 20 years ago? Some still discuss it like it happened yesterday. The tale gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize myself within it now.
You're being modest.
I'm sure you're just being modest.
I was there. I think I know what happened. To hear others tell it, I alone saved Divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral. Rather impressive for such a young seeker, wouldn't you say?
And the truth is?
I stumbled upon a conspiracy to kill Beatrix. A Templar Knight Commander was at its heart. And there was a dragon battle at the Grand Cathedral, but I had help from loyal mages who rallied to the cause. They freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died. Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
What became of the mages?
What happened to the mages that helped you?
They went back to their circles, with rewards and privileges and Most Holy's gratitude. Many of them died at the conclave.
You're delightful.
You're delightful. You know that?
No, I do not know that. I object. There is nothing delightful about me.
I beg to differ.
I think I preferred you in the stocks.
I'll let you get back to work.
Okay, so that is Cassandra. Yeah, let me talk to Cullen too. He may give me some info about the Grey Warden.
You there. There's a shield in your hand. Block with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
Bro, they've been fighting for like 30 minutes straight.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
You mean with the whole blowing up the cathedral thing and all that? I like to stand out.
At least I got everyone's attention.
That you did. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage Uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
I believe the mark will help.
I must have this mark for a reason. It will work, I'm sure of it.
Provided we can secure aid, but I'm confident we can. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and Mages. Now they argue over a new divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
We're not romancing you, sir. It's very unfortunate because, again, his is the most sweetest thing that I've seen. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've seen a romance that damn sweet since the romance with Shadowheart. Like, that's probably the only romance that I've seen that's sweeter than his. But, you've thought this through.
You've given this a lot of thought.
I know what happens when order is lost and action comes too late. There's still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Raiden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
All right, sir. We have more talking to do.
Yes?
Are you with anyone? Why did the Templars leave?
Why would Templars break away from the Chantry?
The Order believes the Chantry no longer supports their efforts. Not to the extent they should.
What changed?
But the Templars have served the Chantry for ages.
And in that time, they've come to take the Order's services for granted. Templars risk their lives against blood magic, demons, abominations, to feel as if those efforts are dismissed. I may disagree with the Order's actions, but I'm here as proof of that. But I sympathize with their frustrations.
I don't know, man. Y'all have done a lot of shit over the last couple games. Anything I should know? Tell me about your colleagues.
What do you think of the people you work with?
Who do you mean?
How's working with Josephine?
What do you think of our ambassador?
We have little in common. How she delights in meeting with nobles all day is beyond me. But I enjoy working with her.
And Liliana.
How do you like working with Liliana?
The Inquisition would not exist without her. I may not always agree with her methods, but she's more passionate about our cause than anyone. Cassandra may have declared the Inquisition publicly, but Liliana is just as responsible for its formation.
And the soldiers.
Are you satisfied with the Inquisition's forces?
Our numbers are small, but they suit our needs for the time being. Some Templars have joined us instead of following the Order. They've proven invaluable in training new recruits.
Okay.
I should let you get back to work.
I have more to ask you, sir. Tell me about yourself.
I should get to know you better. We're working together after all.
What would you like to know?
All right. Where are you from?
How to act for Eldon, my esteemed Lady Sidonia. I'd like to take full responsibility for Lady Marcolette's odd behavior of late. You see, we recently began the study of history. I thought that it would do the young mistress some good to be exposed to all the Dojian culture and not just Orlais. It was a foolish thought. Regrettably, your dear daughter was taking a particular interest in Ferelden folklore. She first developed an affinity for King Calenhad, which seems to have devolved into borderline infatuation. She stared at me, eyes wide, when I told how he unified the barbarians with his allegedly incomparable might and charisma. Every time I tried to move the lesson on to something more important, she insisted I tell her again about Calenhad. How the Fereldans say his hair was twice as yellow as the sun, and his chin more chiseled than the tallest peak in the Frostbags. Twice now, I've had to tear down drawings she tacked up in her bedroom of the man shirtless. Then we moved on to the werewolves, which was even worse. As you may have already known, the Fereldans venerate the folk heroes Dane and Hafter. Dane was said to have been a werewolf, and Hafter to have descended from one. No enlightened man or woman could ever view such beast people with anything but revulsion. But you know Fereldans and their love of wildlife. Unfortunately, these tales of the wolf pen set the little mistress' imagination afire. When she suggested we put on a play for you and her lord father, I could not say no. I'm afraid that's why Marcolette was running through the mansion, wearing wet furs and frightening the chambermaids. She was rehearsing a scene in which Hafter drives back the Darkspawn. I've been informed that some priceless family heirlooms were destroyed amidst all that confusion, and I cannot fully express my dismay. I understand if my abject failure as a tutor results in my immediate dismissal. A letter from Brother Bernard to his former employer.
I grew up in Ferelden, near Homley. I was transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the Blight. This is the first I've returned in almost 10 years.
You were away a long time.
You haven't seen Ferelden in 10 years. Are you glad to be back?
I was not sorry to leave at the time. I did not expect to return. Now, between the Divine's murder and the breach, I've arrived to find nothing but chaos.
You know, it's funny that I've played this game so many times and I've played the series so many times. And it just now occurred to me that, yeah, this is Ferelden. Like, I didn't even really think about that for real. Because, again, we were at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, which is in the first game. But, yeah, this is Ferelden. But it's so different from, what it was in the first game. Tell me about Kirkwall.
What was Kirkwall like?
While I was there, Canary occupied and then attacked the city. The Viscount's murder caused political unrest. Relations between mages and Templars fell apart. An apostate blew up the Chantry, and the Knight Commander went mad. Other than that, it was fine.
Oh, yeah, great.
What happened between Kirkwall's mages and Templars?
You were at the Conclave. You must have heard people speak of it.
Yes, but you were there.
There was tension between mages and Templars long before I arrived. Eventually, it reached a breaking point. There was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing both sides. It was a nightmare.
How did it end?
What happened then?
The Templars should have restored order, but Red Lyrium had driven Knight Commander Meredith mad. She threatened to kill Kirkwall's champion, turned on her own men. I'm not sure how far she would have gone. Too far.
So you opposed her?
I stood with the champion against her, in the end. I should have seen through Meredith sooner.
Tell me about the Blight.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight. Did you fight Darkspawn?
No. I was stationed at Ferelden's Circle Tower. The Circle had troubles of its own. I remained there during the Blight.
What happened at the Circle?
What happened at the Circle Tower?
Few who survived the Blight have fond memories of that time. I would prefer not to speak of it.
It's really sweet too if you play as a mage, and I think if you play as as a female mage that was in the tower in Dragon Age Origins, if you complete the game and everything and import this over, he has memories of that, of course, but he also, I think there's a letter that you can find where he actually had a crush on you, and he never tells you, of course, but it was a long time ago. And it's even better if you play as a female mage and you carry that over into this game, and you play as a female mage in this game, because again, his story is so sweet. I recommend anyone go and watch a playthrough or watch the cutscenes of the romance that he has. It's great. I love it. Varix from Kirkwall.
Varix from Kirkwall? Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, but little else. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition, largely at Varix' insistence. Apparently, I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face, and it's bad for my health.
I'll let you return to your work.
Another time, then. Did you need something?
I think that's pretty much all I want to ask him. Anything I should know?
Is there anything I should know?
Not at present.
Tell me about Templar life.
I'd like to know more about the Templars.
If you need insight into what the Order is doing now, I'm afraid I can't offer more than you already know. Anything else? I will answer as best I can.
Oh God. Why did you become a Templar?
Why did you join the Order?
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. I used to beg the Templars at our local chantry to teach me. At first, they merely humored me. I must have shown promise, or at least a willingness to learn. The Knight Captain spoke to my parents on my behalf. They agreed to send me for training. I was 13 when I left home.
That is not very old.
13. That's still so young.
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children are promised to the Order at infancy. Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The Order sees you trained and educated first.
What about your family?
What about your family? Did you miss them?
Of course, but there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
I remember there was a story in Dragon Age 2 where there was something about a Templar who did some stuff and then you can kind of like save him or whatever. And Cullen is, of course, you know, working with the Templars there. And you can like, he'll basically like put the guy on probation and up for review in like 10 years. And it's just like 10 years. Like, that's a long ass time. Like, that's a long ass time, you know, by nowadays standard. But back then, like, hell, 10 years, so much can happen. What do Templars do?
Do the Templars do anything besides hunt mages?
Templars protect against the dangers of magic. Before the Order left the Chantry, that meant serving in a circle. They were also tasked with tracking apostates or fighting demons inevitably summoned by the weak or malicious.
What do you think of mages?
What do you think of mages? Are they all a threat?
I've seen the suffering magic can inflict. I've treated mages with distrust because of it, at times without cause. That was unworthy of me. I will try not to do so here. Not that I want mages moving through our base completely unchecked. We need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possession at the least.
We'll see about that. How are Templars trained?
What does Templar training involve?
There is weapon and combat training. Even without their abilities, Templars are among the best warriors in Thedas. Initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus.
Did you enjoy it?
Did you enjoy your training?
I wanted to learn everything. If I was giving my life to this, I would be the best Templar I could.
You were a model student.
I wanted to be. I wasn't always successful. Watching a candle burn down while reciting the chant of transfigurations wasn't the most exciting task. And I admit, my mind sometimes wandered.
I will say another thing too about the romances in the game. The one thing I liked about this game, and I think Mass Effect Andromeda also did this, is that, and I want to say Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, and Mass Effect Andromeda, along with this game, they all have romances that are outside of your typical companions. And I really like that. I really like when games do that because, you know, it's one thing to have your romance that's with you and traveling with you all the time and stuff like that. But it's also nice that, like, you know, you have somebody to come back to. And I really like it when games do that. And I wish they did it more where you have a romance where, you know, they're at home or they're at, you know, some city where you own an apartment or something like that. So I really do wish more games would do that. You live in the circle.
You've lived in the Circle. What was a typical day for a Templar there?
Typical. The last time I was in a circle was right before it fell apart. Nothing was typical.
Before that, then?
Certain rituals require a full guard. A mage's howling, for instance. I've attended a few. Most of the time, you merely maintain a presence, on patrol or in the circle, ready to respond if needed. Mages pretend to ignore that presence, but they're watching you just as closely.
Do you not speak to the mages?
Do Templars and mages never speak to each other?
Some do, but Templars are supposed to maintain a certain distance from their charges. If a mage is possessed or uses blood magic, you must act quickly, without hesitation. Your judgment cannot be clouded. Of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
I'm sure you have other matters to attend.
I do. Because I want to go and flirt with Josephine, and then I'm going to end the video after that. And then in the next video, we'll talk to everybody else. I'll start that video with talking with everyone, and then we'll jump into our first area. But there's a lot of talking in this game, so, you know, just be prepared for that. I'm going to spend more time in, you know, the camps and stuff like that, as opposed to actually, you know, in the battles and stuff. Again, typical Bioware game. That's not where I want to go.
Apothecary Adon will have more poultices for the injured.
The Inquisition cannot remain, Ambassador, if you can't prove it was founded on Justinian's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to the brave soul who risked his life to slow the magic of the breach. Master Adar, this is the Marquis d'Aurelion, one of Divine Justinia's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven. House d'Aurelion lent Justinia these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
Sir, you sound like you're from Orlais. What are you doing here? You also have a mask on your face. So, does Orlais occupy Haven? Huh. You own this land?
This is the first I've heard of Haven having an owner outside the Chantry.
My wife, Lady Machin of Denner, has claimed to Haven by ancient treaty with the monarchs of Ferelden. We were honored to lend its use to Divine Justinia. She was a woman of supreme merit. I will not let an upstart order remain on her holy grounds.
Its followers need shelter.
People have been injured. You can't just turn them out onto the snow.
And who benefits if they stay?
Divine Justinia, Marquis. The Inquisition, not the Chantry, is sheltering the pilgrims who mourn her.
Why is the Chantry ignoring the faithful?
Because it remains in shock. We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances to the benefit of all, no matter how strange they might seem.
I'll think on it, Lady Montillier. The Inquisition might stay in the meanwhile.
I mean, Liliana might kill you too, so good luck. Does the Marquis own Haven?
Do the Durelions actually have a claim on this place?
His Grace's position is not so strong as he presents it. Despite our Ferelden relations, the Durelions are Orlesian. If the Marquis wishes to claim Haven, Empress Selene must negotiate with the Ferelden on his behalf. Her current concerns are a bit larger than minor property disputes.
That's what I thought. I apologize for interrupting.
I apologize for the intrusion. I didn't realize you were meeting with the Marquis.
You did little harm. In truth, the debate was most beneficial as practice for those to come.
You expect more people in Haven?
Undoubtedly. And each visitor will spread the story of the Inquisition after they depart. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible.
How did you become ambassador?
May I ask what brought you to work for the Inquisition?
Sister Leliana approached me.
Oh.
We've been acquainted for quite some time. For better or worse, being the Inquisition's diplomat has become as interesting as she promised.
What's your background?
What sort of dealings have you had with nobility?
For some years, I was the royally
Really,
appointed
staff?
court ambassador from Antiva to Orlais. The nobility of Thedas is a rather singular sphere. Those I'm not acquainted with, I know through reputation.
I'm glad you're here.
The Inquisition is lucky to have you as an advocate, Lady Montillier.
Thank you. Let us hope so. Thedas's politics have become agitated as of late. I hope to guide us down smoother paths. But please excuse me. I've much work to do before the day is done.
I mean, I'm still going to flirt with you. You're not that busy.
Good day to you.
How did you meet Liliana?
How do you and Liliana know each other?
We moved through similar circles in Orlais. I believe we actually met in Val Royeaux. Leliana was quite an accomplished player of the game by then.
What's the game?
What exactly do you mean when you say the game?
Forgive me. The game refers to the slow duels of influence among the noble and powerful of Orlais. It's a rather light-hearted name for the matter, but Orlesians are fond of playful touches.
Playful. Yeah, like with knives and shit. Tell me about yourself. What does your family do?
What business are the Monteliers in exactly?
We began as merchants. My ancestors founded the first trade routes to Rivain. We once sent entire fleets across the waking sea.
Once?
But not anymore?
No. These days, our vessels are a touch more modest.
Tell me about your work.
What did you do before coming here?
I had the great honor of serving Antiva's crown as ambassador to Orlais. I'm also first in line to become the head of House Montelier, though my siblings attend to our mercantile affairs.
Are you doing this for Antiva?
How strong are your past loyalties?
I would never have given up my position if I did not intend to fully commit to the Inquisition. We cannot fall back on borders. Antiva is as threatened as any country by the rebellions. If anything, the alliances I forged there may help our current cause.
Will we have other causes?
Do you think the Inquisition will continue after we seal the breach?
If we prove ourselves by healing the breach, people may turn to us for other things. Protection, counsel, justice. The Inquisition offered these once to those in need.
Do you believe I'm holy?
Tell me, do you believe I was saved by Andraste at the Temple of Sacred Ashes?
I should much like to believe so, your worship. The miracles Andraste performed were so long ago, they're difficult to picture. If it were truly her and the Fade who saved you, well, in any case, many already believe you walk in the Maker's light.
Okay, is that all I can ask you?
Speak later.
Farewell. Good day to you.
What are your duties?
What exactly does your job entail?
I meet with ambassadors from various factions and countries and cement alliances with them. We are a young cause. Diplomacy is essential to our credibility.
There's no flirting with you? So, you're a representative?
Then you speak for the Inquisition with these nobles.
I do. Someone must foster goodwill on our behalf, as well as prevent controversy as news of us spreads.
Are we that controversial?
How heavily are our actions scrutinized?
Make no mistake. Every noble house, every throne, is waiting to see what the Inquisition does next. Many are willing to pledge support, if offers are made in just the right fashion. I intend to see that they are.
And what brought you here?
Tell me how you came to work for the Inquisition again.
I'd been considering leaving my post in Antiva for a new challenge when Leliana recruited me. There's such unrest in Thedas, and the Inquisition seems a promising method to stop it. It's to everyone's benefit if we prevent the Mage-Templar conflict from spreading further.
Is order why you signed on?
So, was it the prospect of stability that drew you here?
The full impact of the Mage Rebellion has yet to be felt, and that was before the death of the Divine. The violence must be curbed before we see it turn to full-scale war.
I absolutely agree.
I can only imagine the bloodshed if it escalates further.
I'm afraid history holds many examples of what will happen if it does.
Crap, so there's no flirting with you.
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
How are our guests?
Any visiting dignitaries I should watch out for?
Sir Griffith of Denerim, a most distinguished knight of the realm. He's defeated darkspawn, slain demons, chased down abominations. Just don't ask him about it over dinner. He spares no detail.
Oh, that's odd. Oh, the hell? I know you were standing over there.
Greetings.
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
What about our allies?
Any thoughts on the people here?
Who did you mean?
Our warriors. Cassandra.
I was thinking of Cassandra.
Seeker Pentagast is a princess of the Kingdom of Nevada, although that barely seems important to her. She was not interested when I asked if we might make use of her royal relations. Still, the Inquisition would not have formed without Cassandra. She's an extraordinarily driven woman.
And Cullen.
Commander Cullen came to mind.
The commander is an intelligent, cautious man. I'm grateful he's in charge of our standing army. Still, he does sometimes resemble the man with a hammer to whom everything appears as a nail.
What's your impression of Solus?
I suppose I should be wary of an apostate, but our elven mage has conducted himself with the utmost propriety. And he has the most fascinating stories.
And Varric.
I was thinking of Varric.
Oh, I could listen to his tales for hours. He actually let me read a chapter of his next book he's writing. My friends would be sick with envy if they knew. It's excellent, but a bit different from his past works. Only 3 beheadings so far.
Oh, God.
Let's speak later.
Farewell.
All right, so yeah, not much to talk with her about for right now.
That will help.
Research. Okay. Enemies drop unique collectibles. Bring them to the researcher to learn more about your foes and earn combat bonuses against them. Okay. All right, so I guess I'll go ahead and leave it right there for now. But yeah, this is a good episode. Like I said, this won't be that long. This will probably be like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I'm not sure because I'm looking at this and it's 2 hours and 34 minutes. But of course, I got to cut a little bit out. But yeah, so I will make the videos a lot longer so we can cover more. The next video, I am going to start off with a lot more talking and stuff like that. We have to talk to Solus, Varric. We have to talk to some of the people in the camp. We have to get some little side quests going and stuff like that. So yeah, we have quite a bit to do right at the beginning. But hopefully I can spend maybe the first 30-40 minutes talking, just getting some of the surface level stuff with people. And then we can jump into the full-blown getting into the hinterlands and stuff like that. But again, these first few videos may be kind of short, just because, again, this is a work week for me right now. And it's taking up a lot of time. So I only have about maybe 7 or 8 hours to spare afterwards. And even then, it's probably not even 7 or 8 hours, probably about 5 hours. And this usually takes 2 to 3 hours to record. So not a whole lot of time for recording. But yeah, I'll try to go ahead and get that. If there are any concerns or anything like that for the recording or anything like that, let me know. I think the volume might be a little bit low. I'm not sure. I'm looking at the volume levels, but it looks kind of low. But I'll up that in the next video just to be on the safe side. But yeah, it's a good episode. And again, if you have any questions or anything like that, please let me know. So if you like the video, like the video. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe. I have a lot of things on the channel, and I will have many other things in the future. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave it in the comment section, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.